Already get progress.
Yeah, we straight chillin', serial killin', pre-cool villains on the mic, got you reelin'. 5-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a 1-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
And welcome to another corporate kiss butt episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 535, recorded on Monday, July 7th, 2025. Tonight we're talking about a host pick. We're bringing these back. I haven't done one of these in quite a while. This one was chosen by your boy Soju. The movie is Twister from 1996. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy Rand Diesel. What's up?
That was the single most thrilling experience of my whole life.
What's going on, baby? I'm getting
What?
twisted on this shit.
What was the first experience? What? That bump? It was the second experience? What was the
Oh.
bump? What the fuck did it say? What did it say? I don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Next up, calling in from South Korea, we got your boy
Fuck.
Soju. What's up?
Oh, what up? It's your boy, Unrealized Soju. Unrealized. Not quite realized, boys. Yeah, I'm still heading to the top, you know.
I don't
Do
realize
you premise?
I'm not quite realized. I
I
premise.
can't do it. I premise. Imminent ruage, boys. We're talking imminent ruage tonight.
I think she says it's the single most thrilling experience of my whole life. So that would
Oh,
make it
yes.
number one then.
I heard second most thrilling experience.
It's
What?
the single
No.
most thrilling experience of my whole life.
Damn.
I promise. I promise.
Well, good for her to just really nail
That's what
that
happens when, you know, you experience the finger of God, Bob.
The suck point, you mean?
The suck zone.
down. The suck zone.
This movie's quite thrilling, boys, but maybe not in the ways you would expect.
Mhm.
Ooh. Damn.
Okay.
I'm
Show
out
me
here
where they're
living in
putting that
a
finger of God.
living in a flood zone. I gotta up the ante.
Damn.
Before we get into the review, let's tackle just a little bit of housekeeping on our end real quick here. We do have our August poll currently posted over on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this August. The theme for August is deep cuts. We got 3 movies up there for you to vote on. They are The Empty Man, Kill List, and Orca.
Bob, I believe that's pronounced the empty mang. How are those numbers looking?
I believe it's
Stand-
pronounced
stand
Orkang.
The Kill Lang.
That's that
Anyway.
new Marvel sequel, or Kang.
Or Kang. Or Kang?
Not the best title they've come up with, but you know.
No.
You know, not the
Kang.
worst.
Orkang, I guess.
Kill List is in last place with 18% of the vote. Second place, Orkang with 35%. And first place, The Empty Man with 35% for Orkang, 45% for The Empty Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Math. Gotcha.
Whatever.
What was
Whatever.
the first score? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Kill List.
95%, I think it was.
9,500%? 10,000%?
1,000,000%.
Wow.
Wow.
Get
All
those
right.
votes in
That's all we
before
have
the
to
end of the
offer.
month. Yeah.
Yeah, boys, spooky season though. That's gonna be an August poll, which means our next poll
yeah.
is all gonna be about Halloween. Whoa.
Pumpkins.
Getting in there. Time to head into old Joanne's Fabric, you know. Get yourself some.
Well, I think
How-
they're
Yours is
I think they're out of
destroyed
business.
now.
Really?
They're destroyed by the finger of God.
Boy, the finger of if the finger of God was a private equity firm, then yes.
They got fingered to death.
Damn.
Michaels is still around. You can check out Michaels. I think they already got their shit on the shelves, their spooky shit. So yeah, do that. It's too soon.
shit
I
in.
mean, we like to joke around July 5th is the first day of spooky season, but let's pump the brakes a little bit here, people.
Rob,
Whoa,
when have you ever
Bob.
known us to joke around?
Come on, Bob.
Are you
Come on.
serious? Are you fucking serious?
Damn, dog.
Rip
I'll have
off
to-
your shirt and show Grief
Grief your
tits.
fucking tits.
That's yeah.
We're dropping mini casts every other Friday over on Patreon as well. We just dropped one this past Friday on Predator Killer of Killers. Juice, this is one of yours, talking about an animated Predator flick.
Yep, animated anthology. And yeah, building off that premise from the last Predator. I think it's the same director that did Prey.
Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg, I think is his name.
Yeah, so he's riding that train and good for him, you know. He kind of brought that franchise some new life and yeah, I'm interested to see them explore more possibilities with that. Maybe some pirates, get some pirates in there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Keep doing it. Check that out over on Patreon, available for your ear holes right now. Another Patreon news, we got to give a mad shouts outs to a brand new Patreon supporter.
Oh, hell yeah.
A big, gigantic finger of God. Thank you to Mr. Steve B for signing up on Patreon and showing us some love. As is tradition around these here parts, we owe you the straight chilling salute. This one goes out to you, Steve.
Slap my ass.
Slap my ass, Steve, and thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
That's proper etiquette right there.
Yeah, that is. Gotta
May I
teach
have
some of y'all
another?
how to do it.
You'll always say thank you for the ass slap. It's just polite.
Teach y'all how to spank. Last week we were talking about the You
Gotta
Pick the Flick.
open up that palm, cup it a little bit.
It's
You want to make it sing.
it's all in the wrist, really. You gotta follow through. We were talking about reopening the You Pick the Flick tier last week. We do know who the winners were, so an official congratulations to Nouse, Gabriel, Logan, Naderade, Miles, and of course Dongster Sam.
Of course. Congratulations,
Well done,
everyone.
Congrats
I'm
to
sure you all bring the heat this season. We unfortunately tried to game the system a scotch, but Patreon still said no. We're not. giving it.
Patreon really just wants to fuck people
Oh,
over,
yeah.
apparently.
Damn Patreon.
Yeah, it's weird how that platform just kind of gets worse. So,
Mm.
yay! Yeah, congratulations, guys. I think most of you got your U picks into us already, but if you haven't, go ahead and send those in, and we'll be talking about your U picks very, very soon. Last bit of news I have here is at the time of you listening to this show, we will have a brand new episode of Let's Get Physical Media out for your ear holes right now.
Oh, Bob. This is the bloodbath, I'm assuming, because the dude gets gift cards for his birthday. So
It
Oh
was
my
a
God.
relatively chill episode, nothing too insane.
I don't think anybody here is buying that bullshit.
That's fair. I guess to the normie every month is a bloodbath episode, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bob, that
No,
whole
I'm afraid that they wouldn't approve of that at all.
Bob, that whole left side of your shelf over there is like you've had to move them to horizontal.
Oh, yeah.
I see.
Those are the
That's
VHS
the
tapes,
layered
yeah.
stack.
Don't-
Oh, you've got a
let's-
whole shelf of VHS now. I see. Okay.
Let's not look too closely, okay?
Where did Bob go wrong? Worrying his friends, sifting way too long through those Blu-ray bins. And it gets worse, he'll have no jet ski, wasting all his dough on those DVDs.
Yeah, if you're interested in collecting Blu-rays, 4Ks, even VHS tapes, check out Let's Get Physical Media everywhere you get your podcasts.
How about dolls? Dolls for grown men. Do you talk about that? Because
We don't. We don't.
What
do that.
kind of dolls are you talking
Well,
about?
I was just there's not even empty space on the top of the shelves anymore. Even the tops of the shelves are completely full now.
Let's
So-
not
Look too
Well,
close.
close your eyes.
Can't wait to do that.
Okay.
To do that next audit.
Oh my God.
You're gonna have
I'm
to stay in
afraid-
town a little longer in order to do that.
Yeah, you're
Longer than
You're
2
gonna want to bring a
months.
weapon to this audit.
It's an average.
Bullshit.
You gotta average it. That's all the news I've got. You guys have anything you want to plug?
Oh, not a damn thing.
No, I'm good this week.
Yep. All right.
Weeky
we go.
clean.
This house is clean.
All right, let's get into the main event. We're talking about Twister, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, I saw you got a pretty slick looking box there.
It's so slick.
It's an
It's the
approved
Twister
purchase
4K.
right there. Whoa.
The requisite cow is there.
got the
All the
cow.
elements present.
Got the cow. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the sunflowers.
Yeah, gotta do
You know
the
what's interesting
cow.
is I feel like Twister and Me, Myself, and Irene could basically have the same poster, of just cow, and I would think it's the same movie.
And
you know?
Chick-fil-A, you know?
And Chick-fil-A. you
Oh
know?
yeah, basically
Yeah, they're
the same.
basically the
shit.
same product, all of them.
Twister, yeah. I've got this 4K that came out, I believe, last year. And it's on Blu-ray. You can rent it, you can stream it. It's really easy to find Twister. It's everywhere. Slam it into your eyeballs. I will say we watched the 4K this week, and it's like one of the cleaner 4Ks I think I own. It looks freaking beautiful. So
Whoa,
if
there
you
you
get your
go.
hands on it, I would recommend doing
right.
so. Twister from 1996, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour and 53 minutes. This was directed by John DeBont, who apparently was a real motherfucker on set.
Oh,
Got some trivia about that.
good.
Oh,
Written by Michael Crichton, which I don't think I ever realized this was a
Hmm,
Michael Crichton
really?
joint.
I didn't
Yeah.
either.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
missed
mean,
that.
fucking Jurassic Park wrote a lot of checks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
No shit. Starring Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton, Carrie Elways, Lois Smith, Philip Seymour Hoffman is in this, Alan Ruck, Sean Whalen, some other lovely folks. Plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. Two storm chasers on the brink of divorce must work together to create an advanced weather alert system by putting themselves in the crosshairs of extremely violent tornadoes. Boys, have we seen this movie before? And would you recommend folks at home check it out? Rand Diesel, kick us off.
I have seen this film one time before. I am not at all coming to this from a nostalgia lens myself. And I would say that if you already love this movie, I highly recommend it. If you have not especially. It's, it's a movie. I don't have a whole lot to add without getting right into things, but that's where I'm sitting.
Interesting take from Rand Diesel. Juice, this is your host pick.
I know. This is one I have. I actually still have a decent list of movies I would like to cover on this cast. So yeah, this is one summertime. I feel like this is a pretty fun summertime flick. 90s staple, 90s classic. I feel like. Yeah, this is a movie I grew up with. I've seen this countless times. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've seen Twister. And so yeah, it's got some big 90s heavy hitters. Hips Don't Lie, your boy Hips Don't Lie, leading the pack
Ooh,
here.
I did go back and rewatch the
Hell yeah.
Twister Ride It Out intro video just so I
Oh,
could see them hips tell the truth.
Dude, if you don't know, go look up the Universal Studios Twister Ride video that's got Bill Paxton in it. That shit is pretty hilarious.
His
I've
hips,
never seen anybody pop that hip so hard. in
They're
my
so
life.
cocked.
You can't
It's
control them.
dislocated.
They're out of control.
So that's where we get Hips Don't Lie. But yeah, I would recommend people check this out. I think it's a fun 90s time capsule. I think like there, Philip Seymour Hoffman's in here, Hips Don't Lie. Yeah, there's just a lot of like big names in here, and I think it's fun. I think it's a very accessible film. Dated for sure. But yeah, I would recommend people check this out. Bob, how about you? Would you recommend people check this out?
Yeah, like you have seen this a million times, went on the ride several times. It's a great like popcorn movie. It feels like kind of like a summer blockbuster should feel. It's just extremely entertaining start to finish. There's no like layers necessarily, but it's just a really, really fun movie. So yeah, watch the hell out of it. Definitely a good summertime flick. Throw it on, and yeah, we're gonna be spoiling the shit out of this. That sounds like I don't know, better than a medium to lose, but
That's
not an
better than
outright.
medium to lose, I think.
Just a
I would say it's
medium?
I think
extra loose.
I think Randy is medium to loose, and then me and you have the strong.
Yeah, hard recommend.
So yeah,
Hard.
we average out higher than medium to lose,
Yeah.
Bob. That's
Imminent ruinage. So yeah, check it out. We're gonna be spoiling the shit out of Twister, and here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
now that we've done Twister and we did Jurassic Park, we'll have to do Congo next to do, all the
Really?
Michael
The
Crichton.
Diamonds
have
of
to.
Yes,
Dude, we should.
do.
At least there's Tim Curry in that.
Tim Curry is on that. Yeah.
Those like 90s summertime
Yeah.
movies, they had this like energy. They're just really fucking fun. Congo's one of them for sure.
Yeah,
That movie
for sure.
terrified me as a kid.
Me too.
shit.
Bob, you got that plot synopsis for us?
I do indeed.
All right.
Hold on to your butts.
I'm holding on.
You know
On
that's
an
a Crichton, too, right?
Oklahoma farm. Wait, what'd you say, Rand Diesel?
You know Congo's a Crichton too, right? Like,
That's why I
Yeah,
said
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Okay,
that's
I
why
wasn't
I
sure
said
if
we did
that- I
Jurassic
wanna make sure that was
Park,
spoken
and
out
then
loud.
no
Okay.
Twister, and then yeah.
Okay.
Not
Gotcha.
implied, but stated. Yeah. On an Oklahoma farm in 1969, we see young Joe and her family take shelter in a bunker from an F5 tornado that destroys her house and kills her father. We jump forward 27 years later to an adult Joe. She is tornado obsessed. She's leading a team of storm chasers as well. Her estranged husband and ex-weatherman Bill goes to Oklahoma with his new fiancee Melissa to get Joe's signature on their divorce papers. Joe shows Bill a device named Dorothy, which he conceived but never built. It's a large canister filled with hundreds of little sensors that must be deployed dangerously close to a tornado that could allow better understanding of tornadoes and the development of an earlier storm warning system. A tornado develops, and Joe and her team rush after it before signing the divorce papers. Bill and his fiancée chase after them. Jonas Miller, a rival storm chaser, stole the idea for Dorothy and plans to deploy his own version first and take full credit of the design. Bill agrees to help Joe for one day so they can successfully deploy Dorothy before Jonas can. They pursue a tornado and Joe's truck runs into a ditch. Bill and Joe take shelter under a bridge. They chase another developing storm in Bill's truck. Bill correctly predicts a change in the weather patterns and diverts their course. The team visits Joe's aunt Megan for a hot meal and some rest. Then they haul ass after yet another tornado that rips down power lines and crushes one of the Dorothy devices with a giant truck. Joe has an emotional breakdown over their failure thus far, and Bill admits he still has feelings for Joe, totally unaware that his fiancée Melissa can hear their entire conversation over the CB radio. The team takes respite in Fairview.
Oh my goodness, right in the spine.
Indeed. The team takes respite in Fairview to repair vehicles, and Joe finally signs the divorce papers. An F4 tornado destroys a drive-in and injures several people before heading towards Aunt Megan's house. Melissa ends her relationship with Bill and encourages him to chase after the storm with Joe. The town of Wakita and Aunt Megan's house is completely flattened, but the team saves her and her dog. The National Severe Storms Lab forecasts a record-breaking storm will develop within the next day. Bill and Joe, inspired by Aunt Megan's wind sculpture, add some aluminum wings to all the sensors in the last two Dorothy devices. The next day, a mile-wide F5 tornado develops. The team places Dorothy in its path, but it's destroyed by a tree. Bill warns Jonas the path of the storm is changing, but he disregards the warning, causing him and his driver to die. Joe and Bill drive directly at the storm and sacrifice Bill's truck. The gamble pays off, and the probes are sucked up into the storm, providing immediate data. The storm shifts again and moves towards Bill and Joe, causing them to take shelter in an old pump house and strap themselves to a galvanized pipe. The building's ripped away, and the eye of the storm passes directly over them. After the storm dissipates, the team celebrates their success. roll them credits.
All right.
The Suck Zone.
Dude,
Jesus
Dusty.
Christ.
Old Seymour Hoffman, man. He cracks me
Everything
up
he
in this
says.
movie. Yeah.
He's so fucking funny, dude.
Mm,
He is. I love how goofy he is. And if anything, I kind of wish that the rest of the team, what I assume happened is that they planned for the rest of the team to kind of have these kind of personalities, but that Seymour Hoffman just kind of stole the show. Because he goes like full on, like I feel like he's
mhm.
just like really leading into it.
I mean, I'm
That's-
sure like in the novel or something that it was probably like these characters probably had more body to them, but
Probably, yeah.
they strip it down to the stuff. They need some comedic levity in there, and
Mhm.
he does provide that. I found him quite annoying myself, but
I thought he
and
was
I love
hilarious.
PSH, I really do. Like, but he was just not hitting for me in this one. In fact, I would say like
Randy.
most of the characters were not. Just
Randy.
that was like, I don't know. I don't want to be Mr. Contrarian, and I really don't like. If you love this movie, great. I didn't grow up with this movie. I liked it better this time than the first time, so I don't hate it. I just don't feel very strongly about it, and some of the characters annoyed me. Philip Seymour Hoffman in particular.
Oh, Randy, you just hate the
Wow.
90s so much.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it because I ain't it.
You are. Bill Paxton's pretty funny in this too, though. Carrie Elways has a couple funny lines. His fiance Melissa has like a couple funny lines when she's like, I guess she's a therapist. She's talking to someone and while she's driving in the truck about how like his wife didn't marry his penis or something. There's just like a lot of random little like lines dropped throughout this pretty consistently.
Excessive 90s attitude towards therapy in this. It's a lot. It's like, I'm not saying you need therapy. Good, because I don't. Like fucking petulant bullshit.
Everybody's fine here, clearly. That's why Bill
Yeah.
Paxton brought his new fiance to get his divorce papers signed.
Oh yeah. That's why Helen Hunt is staring into the fucking twister, getting as close as possible, because her daddy's still in there.
Oh, damn.
Uh,
Dude, the dad, like, I don't know why he was holding on to that door so long at the very beginning. I was like, you got to let that door go, man. You're in the
because
suck
the
zone now.
families,
You're in the
fine.
suck zone.
Once the door's
Yeah.
gone and he's gone, the family's fine.
It's
So,
fine. Yeah, just get away from the door.
Just
know?
get
Like,
away.
what are you doing?
Eh.
I will say though, as a kid, so this is an interesting aspect. I was thinking about it as a kid. So I watched it when I was quite young, and one thing that I think added to the kind of not spooky nature, but like the kind of fear element of it was that for before my family moved to Florida, they spent a decent amount of time living in Oklahoma, and so they would tell stories about like twisters, like the sound that they would make and the way the sirens would
Mhm.
go off and like getting in the storm cellar. So for me as a child, it kind of also had a bit of this like almost folk tale feeling to it, this kind of monster, because they would like talk about the sound that it would make, because people say it kind of sounds like a train, something like a whistling train or whatever. And so as a kid, this very first scene of this family watching their dad get ripped out of the ground and sucked up, by having these stories, I realize now that it kind of lived in my mind as this kind of like almost like a monster tale a little bit. And so but it's very accessible, it's funny, the cows flying around and stuff. But also too, I used to remember one thing that stuck in my mind this time was I also used to remember my other family lived on the beach, and so especially during the summer times, we would often see the water spouts like out across the ocean or whatever. And so that like second one where the twisters kind of split off and there's like
On
two
that
of them or
land
three of them,
bridge.
and they're over the water. I was like, oh yeah, we used to see that, and they're like amazing when they're out over the ocean. They're beautiful. So yeah, I think it's just like really resonated with me as a kid, as this kind of thing I would see like off in the distance and like feel very powerful and stuff, but also living in my mind as this kind of folk tale-ish monster that my family would talk about. So yeah, I think that like opening scene and then elements of the scariness of this as a kid kind of like, resonated with me when I was young.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, like especially if you heard stories from people from Tornado Alley, I could definitely see that getting into your head. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, but I did, like I was saying, I did like this one better the second time I watched it. The first time I remember being very bored by this movie, which I understand is like definitely a minority opinion about this movie, at least from the people I've talked to. But the people I talked to are largely in our age bracket, and I feel like the nostalgia carries a lot of that love. So I gave it a fair shake, and I just did not like it. This time around, I was more engaged with it. I think that like the action sequences were better, even if they were kind of repetitive. I think after a while, it just there are definitely some faults, but I understand the appeal better now. Definitely this time around. I do think it is reasonably accessible. It's just not something that, like, as far as like recommendations go, just to justify myself a little bit, I'm like, it's just not one that I would necessarily tell somebody to go out of their way to watch unless they have like a strong like connection to either Twisters or to the 90s. Like, I think those are the things that I think push it over for people, a lot of people anyway.
Yeah, this movie is like sort of relatable living in Florida and just like having hurricanes come through all the time. It is kind of freaky, especially when you're a kid. But like, I don't know. I think just talking more specifically about this movie, like another thing this did that was like kind of mind-blowing were like the effects of these storms, like specifically in 1996, they were like inventing ways to like make these tornadoes look real. And I think for the most part, they hold up. And like the
There's a couple.
sound, yeah, the twins or the sisters, whatever they call them, they're like maybe the dodgiest looking ones, but I
There's
think
a couple
most
of
of them hold
Sci-Fi
up.
Channel looking twisters in this, but for the most part, especially in the climax and the intro, which is where
Yeah.
they most count, I think they did a great job.
They kind of
Yeah.
do treat them like monsters. Is that where you're
Yeah,
going,
totally.
Bob? Like, well, I felt like at least like you were talking about the one that split into like two, and the first one does sometimes they'll add like these groans like,
Totally. Yeah.
and the
The
one that split was almost like a screeching sound, like a, and I was like, oh, they're kind of like making a
Well,
monsters or whatever. I thought that was
Zoom
pretty cool.
mercifully cut that out.
yeah, spared us. Yeah, the like sound design, you can like they layered various kinds of like animal growls and like roars and just like elongated them or stretched them out and just like came up with some like really brilliant, I think, sound design that like makes you scared of these things. Like they look so impressive, but like, those like animal roars, I think maybe instinctively when you hear them, even though they're like sort of blended together, you're like, oh, that's definitely something that is threatening me right now. I don't know. I thought all that held up like pretty damn well. I definitely have like nostalgia goggles on for this thing. Um,
Mhm.
but I think all the effects for the most part hold up really well. And then on top of that, you've got just this like star-studded 90s cast that's just like banger after banger. Helen Hunt like does a great job really like moving the plot along as like Bill Paxton is having to like chase her around. She's kind of, I guess, mostly the straight man in this, straight woman, I guess, in this, where like everybody else is like kind of a little goofy. Like even Bill Paxton, there's that one scene where like he forgets his fiance's name when they're like arguing in the car. He can't fucking remember her name. I don't know, shit like that's hilarious. But I don't know, the cast is incredible. The effects are great. It spawned
Yeah.
an amazing ride at Universal. What more could you ask for?
Well, also too, they don't do it like it's. I wouldn't say it's 100% like perfect or great or whatever, but I think they do a pretty good job too of, they have the effects. You drive through the storms. There's five of them, and it does maybe get a little repetitive, but I think they mix it up pretty good. But also too, in between that, I think they build a lot of organic situations to kind of like what I was saying, build this little bit of lore. So there is an element that lives in your head too. They're swapping stories. Melissa doesn't really know
Mhm.
much about this, so sometimes they have to kind of explain it to her. But like when they're at Meg's house and they're all like eating and they're doing the typical, everybody's sitting around, so and she even says, "Oh, you guys need to get some new stories." It's like they're telling the old stories, but it's like good for the audience to kind of like have these relatable type of things to associate with like the Twister and like what it's like to like live with them and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty good. for the most
No, I think
part.
that was a smart. I mean, it edges a little bit towards
Ooh.
like telling, not showing. You know what I mean? But it does it with
Ooh.
purpose, I think, because like what it's really doing is showing that these characters are like they're addicted to it. They're it's a thrill rush for them. It's not just like that they are like scientifically engaged, financially engaged,
Scientists,
whatever.
yeah.
It just like shows their effusive love for it and how like, and it makes them sort of like the scrappy underdog tale that they're being put into like hold water.
Mm.
I think it's a pretty pivotal scene. Honestly, they needed that downtime
Yeah.
in the middle of this.
Mhm.
It really brings them together as a family in that moment because they all call Aunt
Mhm.
Meg like, Aunt Meg, and she's cooking them, steak and eggs. And it really does feel like, Sunday dinner, the family got together again. And that story about like why they call Bill Paxton the Extreme, because he like throws a bottle of whiskey at a tornado completely naked. Like,
It wasn't
arms
Bill.
swinging.
It wasn't Bill that did that.
I thought
Yeah,
it
it was.
was.
Oh, it was his evil twin that he then killed.
Yeah, because that's why they call him the Extreme. That was like the whole point of the story.
Oh, I thought that was just some. Was it Bill that was naked and threw the whiskey bottle into the twister?
I
You've
believe
seen this how
so.
many times?
No, I know, but I thought he was saying I didn't real. I thought that was just some guy that they rolled up on like as they were all together.
Mhm.
Oh, okay,
No, they're
never mind.
explaining why he's the Extreme, and
Ah,
then Bill
okay,
like
yeah.
backtracks. Is like, that's who I used to be. But it's
I think he was
yeah, and then I
the
killed him. I
drunk
know,
version.
yeah. Oh, okay, I got you.
right.
Yeah,
That
okay,
yeah, that too.
okay.
Can I just say, like, I don't really like Bill very much at all. Like, I just don't like it.
Randy.
I don't really love, like I said, I don't love these characters that much. But like,
America's sweetheart.
what like for yes, dumbest move of all time, bringing your fucking new fiance to get your
Yeah,
divorce
dude.
papers signed, but
Oh,
also
He could be
like
killed.
completely fucking thoughtless. Yeah, and also he can't
Well-
resist chasing it, and he starts like clearly like manhandling Helen Hunt a couple times, and like it's just.
I'm gonna
Why is he
defend
getting
some of
invested
that.
in this other woman? Like, why even like what is I don't understand what even pushed him away. That Helen Hunt has baggage around her dead father. I think that's kind of fucked up.
No, okay, no. I'm gonna defend a
Is
lot
there
of
more
that now.
to it? Am I missing
Well,
it?
yeah, okay. So a couple things that I could. So some things that seem kind of like implied or whatever is. So one is she obviously like was supposed to give him the papers. So or like send the papers. So he's having to go out there and get them. And so and one thing is like this is kind of like a quick relationship. You're like, oh, it's so fast and stuff like that, Bill. And he's close with these other people. Like he's, like these are his friends. Like these are some of his like best friends, Dusty and the whole group
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
don't dispute that. I don't know.
So I don't think it's that crazy to take like Melissa out there because he even at first like, oh, here's Dusty, hang out with Dusty or whatever to go get the papers from Joe. It's just that she's so difficult. He's not even necessarily planning to go chase a storm, so he's not necessarily like, putting her in danger in that thought process. And he probably like wants to introduce her a little bit to his life, his friends. I think that makes sense.
But he doesn't really do that. He shuffles her off onto one of his friends while he goes and has battles. I was like, I don't want you to be a part of this. Just stay with him. Like it's I don't know, man. Why bring her out there if you're just gonna like pawn her off onto one of your friends?
Well, he doesn't
It's not
want to
like they sit
introduce her
down to have a meal until after he gets wrapped back up into it. I don't know. Like I think it was pretty dumb of him. And yeah, I understand that. Yeah, he needed to go get it signed or whatever, but no reason to bring her along, especially and like I don't know the relationship between Helen Hunt and him just doesn't.
Oh yeah, I was going to
have-
defend that a little bit more too. That
have
whole
a lot of
conversation
tooth to
that they
it to
have
me.
too is like the reason is that he wants to settle down. So even them talking about okay, he was that naked guy, he was he was chasing it and the thrill chaser, but he's kind of like it's this implied thing of he's kind of growing up, right? Like they did these things when they were young. They're chasing these storms, but now these people are out there. They're just chasing grant money. They're just getting by. They're putting these things together. And he didn't even stick around to even realize this invention or whatever. So he's like got a job. He's got a normal car that's not pieced together. He's getting married. He's like bringing his life together where she can't let those elements go. Joe can't let those elements go. So she's not willing to like settle down. She wants to chase storms forever, whereas he wants to like grow up and settle down.
I don't know that I get that from the movie at all, because the whole point of the movie is him abandoning all that security to go off chasing storms again.
But I think
the
that's
whole
where
thrust of the
I
movie.
think that's where he's at the beginning of the movie. So I think that's what set up the split in their
okay.
relationship. Because she even goes through that whole thing. Oh, brand new bill. You got a new job. You got a new truck. And then their whole thing is like trying to pull him back into that world. Whereas at the beginning of it, he's like, no, I'm not going. And he only goes
But
to
I don't
get the
understand
papers,
why
and
he's
no, I'm not going.
rejecting the whole thing. Like I guess that's like they're not just chasing grant money, right? Clearly they love it. Clearly he loves it, and he's like rejecting all of that because of her exclusively, and he's just running away from it because of her. He's running away from the life
I think
he
it's
loves
dangerous.
because of
I think
her.
it's not a stable lifestyle.
Well, I mean, clearly he doesn't give a shit about that.
Well, by the end of the movie,
Yeah.
he's pulled back in because he loves it. But at the beginning of the movie, he's that person who's trying to get away from it to settle down and have a more stable life.
I understand he's trying to. I just don't really understand the conflict that started there. Started
I don't
him
think the
on that path.
movie cares about it.
That's the
really.
thing, is like I don't think it does, and I think it
Yeah.
makes it frustrating because I'm supposed to see these guys as an emotional center, and they spend so much time talking about their relationships, and he just fucks over his new fiance really hard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's like the biggest thing about this movie. That the biggest negative I think is like him bringing Melissa along at all. I do realize that she's sort of, there as a conduit for the audience to sort of like have things explained to them because it's totally new to her. So like it
Sure.
works in the movie as a device, but it is
Mhm.
it's always made me kind of go, why the fuck would he bring her? And also at a certain point, he's just being like really irresponsible because like
Yeah.
he's putting her life in danger like over and over and over again. And eventually
Yeah.
she's like, okay, clearly like you're still in love with Helen Hunt, and it's cool of her to be like, I'm just gonna go the fuck
Well,
home.
that's too cool of her. Honestly, that also bothered me. I was like, this person has no fucking like no will to anger. Like, do you have like
Yeah.
this
Well, it
person
does
has clearly
seem
just
like-
led you along a path for his own benefit and then abandoned you in the middle of a situation where your life is in danger. And you're just like, I'm not even mad. What the fuck? This movie just like allows him to be a shitty person.
Yeah.
Well, they
Melissa
can't.
really-
Yeah, they can't make him too bad because, like, if she was like torn
Right,
up
that's the
about
thing
it,
is like,
then yeah.
so
then you
why even
couldn't.
do that? Like, that's why like they don't make him, they can't make him monstrous, and they can't pull off hero for me because of the monstrous things he does,
Randy,
even though
he
he has a
just-
reason.
he found himself in the suck zone and got sucked right back into it. He had no choice in the matter whatsoever.
You never let your new fiance go back to the suck
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah.
That's a big mistake.
Hey baby, I gotta show you the suck
You certainly
zone.
don't take her along.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can't do that. There's another moment in this movie that like was so silly to me. It's when like Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton are having that like heart to heart in the middle of the storm, and the CB radio picks up their whole conversation.
They're so far away from the
so
truck.
far away. And then Melissa, who hears
So
it, is
far.
also so far away from the other truck.
And
But, like,
also, she's in the middle.
the
She's
storm.
trying to hold on to this umbrella. I'm like, let that umbrella go. It's not doing
Get in the
anything.
truck.
Yeah.
But like
It's
they're
not doing
not.
anything.
It's so impossible that the radio would pick them up and that she would hear that conversation. And, like,
Yes.
that moment is just like plot convenience through and through, and it's
Sure.
so fucking.
There's just
funny.
a lot of that, and that's the thing is like I feel like there's more plot conveniences and contrivances than there is footholds for me to care about these people or like this hero anyway. I don't know. That's just
Hero
that's just
we
me.
deserve.
I
I
had
don't know.
I had one realization this time around that I don't maybe I just never thought about it before, but since I was watching it for this, to review, I was like, this doesn't really make any sense to me. when the container, so like the first couple times, it's almost they got to come up with this some way where it doesn't work. But I was like, it doesn't. Why does it matter that the sensors like spill out onto the ground? And she's like, "Oh, we got to get them or whatever." It's like, well,
Wouldn't
the
it just
whole
suck 'em
thing,
up?
yeah.
Why?
Wouldn't you just want them to suck it up
Why?
anyway?
Or at least try to, right? Because they have to
they're
do
in the
that
suck
final
Because like
zone.
yeah,
thing, but-
Dorothy is just like a tube, like a container that holds
Yeah.
the sensors. Are
I don't
the
understand why they
things
need that at all. Put it in a
Yeah.
fucking put it in a
5-gallon
fucking
drum.
yeah, like have a fucking laundry basket. Who gives a shit?
So
Like-
maybe that one time where the tree hits it, you could be like, "Oh, it destroys it." Maybe okay, that's
Yeah.
fine, but not the first time where they're just like on the ground and she's like, "Oh, help! We got to pick them up." It's like just let the tornado suck them into the air.
Oh,
What's
we can't let the
wrong?
tornado
What's
get these
wrong?
things we're trying to toss into
Yeah,
the tornado.
what's wrong with it? I was
don't
like,
get
okay,
it either, yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. And I was like, they probably just did it back in '96 technology. People didn't even know what sensors were.
They had nearly a good idea of how to make them going as close to the center of the twister make sense. Like chasing the storm all the way to the center made a kind of sense because they needed to get those things to the center.
Yeah.
But like I think the thinking just stopped there. It's just MacGuffin and it's like very plainly manufactured for that to happen. You know?
That was all though. That was all.
Yeah. This movie has some really great like set pieces in it. There's like, the little bridge sequence where they get stuck underneath it and you see the freaking storm coming right at them. It's like a really great tense moment. The little land bridge with like the twins where it breaks off into two. Aunt Meg's house where they have to like go inside as it's like falling down around them is like super tense. And they
Dude, the
pull her out
drive-in
with their dog.
theater,
The drive-in,
too, with The
yeah.
Shining. That's
The
so
Shining!
cool. With the light, I love how with the light. That's probably one of the better ones because they can hide it with the lightning flashes in the back, and you can see the tornado
Well, it
finally. That's
gives good
so
scale.
cool.
Like,
Yeah.
too. I thought that was nice, and that also
Yeah.
that's the scene of the ride. So I actually had a little nostalgia for that scene.
Yeah.
because of
Randy.
that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Even though like the
Yeah.
diner, I think you get like a really good like sense of place. Like this this small little town in the middle of Oklahoma, it like feels very homey. Like I just want to sit in that diner and have a piece of pie and like talk to
I bet
the
you do.
people at the counter or whatever. I like some pie.
Dude, this movie
Uh,
made me want to eat steak. Like very badly.
Nice
I'll
cow,
give it
Aunt
that.
Meg.
And that gravy, whoa, and them potatoes. Woo. I don't know why,
Whoa.
Melissa. I love how they kind of try to sell her off as kind of bougie, but really, I mean, you don't want to
That's
eat
also
steak
annoying.
and
This movie
potatoes.
just does not like this woman. Like, the
Yeah,
movie
who
just-
doesn't-
me-
yeah, who doesn't
Unless you
eat
don't eat
steak and
meat,
potatoes? Yeah, what is wrong with it?
I think she's
Oh,
feeling a little out of her
gravy?
element
No.
or whatever, but the movie does not want you to like her. Like it's clear that they don't want you to like her because she's a
Well, because
they
you
gotta
gotta
help
like
safe
Helen,
yuppie.
not
And you want Helen
dislike
Hunt to be more
her,
likable.
but you got
I think it
Helen
kind of
Hunt-
does.
Helen
like,
Hunt
to
needs
some
to be
extent.
more relatable.
I think they press the gas on making her less likable too hard. Because like she does nothing but get fucked over the entire movie.
Sure.
There's no reason for us to also have a bunch of jokes at the expense of her career and shit. Like I don't
But
know.
Yeah,
I think
she's
they
like-
do give her some comedy to not make people not like her, like to give her a likability. I don't think they're kind of like poking fun at her.
Well, by
I
way
think
of
they
doing
treat
that
her-
though, they gave her a career that is clearly not respected at the time or by this movie, and
well,
they make passing a judgment about the career of a therapist.
I think it adds more
So-
to the yuppiness of it more than anything. Not necessarily.
I think it's kind of
like,
both. It doesn't help her, and it just adds a punching bag in her vicinity, if nothing else.
I would think it's the same kind of
I don't-
as if she was like a Wall Street trader or something. She's got the cell phone and she's
Yeah, that I
got,
think that would have been. It is more novel than that. I definitely give it that, but it's novel in a direction that's like, I don't know. It just seems to me like an easy mid 90s thing to poke fun at. As like, oh, you need a therapist. Like that sort of shit is heavy in here. And it's like he was hesitant to even tell her that she's a therapist because there's a stigma. Like they're clearly like, and she's gonna say something about her being a therapist. Like it's just this. I don't know, man. just
they give
let her
him
be a
shit for being
career-minded person.
weatherman. Like, I didn't pick
I
up
know,
on that
what
at
the
all because
fuck?
everybody is so fucking goofy in this. I mean, like, Bill Paxton's naked throwing bottles of whiskey at, tornado. Like, everybody's just saying silly shit. I didn't think that they were singling Melissa out really at all. Like, I just didn't pick
Oh,
up on
I
that.
definitely felt it felt I don't know about singling out, but it definitely felt like she was designed to be she had to be less likable, so they really put the finger on the scale against her so that Helen Hunt could
Well,
rise,
it's
you
I
know?
yeah, I agree kind of with Bob now, I think, because it's not
I didn't
necessarily
get that
at
at all.
Melissa. I think what they're trying to do is create this vibe for the crew, which is this down home, do it yourself, rough and tough, kind of group. Because the first thing that we see is they're all like putting shit together, like they're wiring shit is sparking, it's all
Hmm.
kind of like pieced together. And the one that actually they shit on the most is Jonas. Like, oh, he went out and got himself some corporate sponsors, and it's
That's another
really
90s thing.
it's really
And he
about
stole their design, and
Yeah.
well,
he's the
sure,
bad
yeah,
guy
We
here.
can
sure,
talk about Jonas in a minute for
but the
sure.
whole
Oh, go ahead.
aspect of like this corporate world, it's not driven by passion. It's not just
Corporate
so
kiss butts.
well, even like we said, so it's you've got Jonas, you got Melissa, and you got Bill, who's all teased for like their careers, whereas these other people are seen as doing something that they love, something that they're passionate about,
And
something
that
that
she's
takes a
keeping
little
Bill from.
danger and and doesn't really make a lot of money and stuff, but we love it anyways. So and it's supposed to make them lovable and a family and like these things mean something and to pull Bill back in. So I mean, I think it makes sense. I don't think it's necessarily making a villain out of Melissa because
No, I
I
don't think
think it's
villain
this
is too hard of a
I
word.
think this like it's this vibe they're trying to create where it's like these two worlds that they need it as a juxtaposition to make the group seem more scampy and lovable in that kind of way.
Look, I understand all that, and that's I understand that that's the goal or whatever. But I don't think they're trying to make her a villain. I just think that by doing what you've just described, they're de facto cornering her as a safe yuppie who can't hack it, who's trying to keep their friend away from the crew, like their best friend and leader away from the crew. I think by de facto, and then by the end,
But
she
also,
doesn't
they
even
don't
have like
treat
the
her
agency
bad.
to be mad. They
Mhm.
don't treat her bad, but she is like the movie doesn't. They don't treat her bad because they are lovable scamps, but the movie doesn't treat her well at all. The movie says that she is the problem. Like she is emblematic of the problem of keeping Bill away from his passion. And I don't like the way that works. I don't like the way that her career is maligned, and I don't like the way that she isn't given the right to be like, well, you know what, fuck you. You put my life in danger today. You know that, right? We came out here to get so that we can get
I think
married, and
that's a fair
instead you're
critique,
leaving
but
me
the other
and
Sure.
saying sorry, I got to stay behind. Fuck you. Like, why didn't you just stay then? Like, I don't know. Like, I think that makes her de facto kind of a villain, even if like that isn't necessarily the aim. It's just what happens because she has to be a counterpoint to everything.
Agree to disagree. Sounds good. I don't know, boys.
I will
Any
say,
other?
like, oh, sorry.
I was say
you,
any other major points before we
did y'all
rate
want
it?
to talk a little? Randy said something about
Oh,
Jonas.
Carrie Elways.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want to talk like the corporate angle or whatever. It feels so 90s and kind of in a charming way, a little bit like that Demolition Man scene where Dennis Leary's like talking about the man and like, like it's like it feels like just an extended version of that. It's like corporate kiss butts. They're in it for the money, and I'm just sitting here thinking about, oh my god, this just contributes to this fucking weird conspiracy theory brain bullshit that all these people like fucking trying to cure diseases and shit are just in it for the money. And it's like that's not what it is, man. Nobody I don't know, man.
Also,
It rubs me raw based on today's society, which is not fair to the movie necessarily, but it did.
I found it quite funny that like this this movie is just like this two groups of huge geeks that like are at each that battling each other to get to science first. It's like
Yeah.
it's like I know I want to help people first.
Well, they do a good job of like letting like them be the bigger crew, where they're like, "Oh, Jonas, he has a chance to
Yeah,
do it, so
sure.
go do it right, do it here, whatever." And he's like, "I don't believe you, fuck you," and then he blows the fuck up. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he got fingered by God. There's no coming
He
back
got
from
fingered
that.
right in the beehole, by God.
Dude, that
Um,
mile-wide finger, that'll get you.
Also,
Whew.
I love Carrie Ellis, but buddy, that accent, it ain't it, man.
Unrealized accent.
Unrealized.
Unrealized.
I also find Melissa's accent to be a little on the strong side. I don't know. I could be wrong. It could
That's
just
because
be
she's a villain.
I think she,
Randy straight
You know,
chilling.
she's like, "Ah, yes, Miss Therapist here to ruin your life."
I married you for your penis exclusively.
Now bring that fat hog over
I don't-
here, young
One more
man.
thing to Melissa though. I don't know. There's this one scene. I think she like very accurately picks Joe apart at the beginning. Like I don't think like where they're at the I don't
Oh,
what's it,
really?
where at the
At the diner?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
The
like
first time they speak, pretty much.
they clearly she like clearly kind of like picks her apart because like the movie does I think a reasonable job of showing that like Joe is broken. Like Joe,
Yes.
Yeah.
she's fucked up.
She's
So,
troubled.
Yes. And
She needs a therapist.
and their arguments that she has with Bill like seem reasonable. And like when I say like they seem like in a way where like someone who's kind of like fucked up, would project in this kind of way. So yeah.
I mean, I think that scene, like apparently she was accurate in the moment. I was like, I'm not sure if Helen Hunt does still love him. Like, I was not like, she was not really selling to me what her feelings towards Bill were until like midway through, where it's clear that she made this excuse like, oh, I didn't sign it so you could come out and see your project come to fruition, because I thought maybe she's just trying to draw him back in, and it could be. I knew they were going to end up having a will they won't they, but I didn't know that was her intent, or that she still had this
Well, at the very
hard
beginning,
flame that her and Meg talk about.
She
like,
hides her wedding ring that she's still wearing.
I guess I missed that entirely.
Yeah,
So
She
to a
takes her
different
class.
finger.
She takes her class ring, and she puts it over her
I
wedding.
vaguely
ring.
remember something about that. But in any case, like, I just felt like that scene, all that to say, I feel like that scene of Melissa like digging into her, it feels like very fucking aggressive of her in that moment, which just again feels like the writing trying to put her at odds with the star characters that we are here to love.
I really think that she is a device to get us information, and that's really
Yeah.
it. I don't
Well, I
the
think-
movie's trying
I
to
don't know.
make her really look like anything.
I don't think it-
but-
Well, I don't. That's the thing. Is like, I'm not sure that the movie is trying to. I'm saying that that's the net effect of all of the different things that she is in place to do. Like,
So
that's
you
the
just
thing.
hate her, Andy. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's what
Yes,
You
problem.
hate
You're
Meredith.
the
That's-
problem.
That's clearly what I've been communicating. Absolutely, yes.
I hear you loud and clear.
You're just
Andy.
you're a little fucked up, Randy. You can't handle the suck zone.
Buddy, keep me away from the suck zone. I'm in mortal danger in the suck zone.
Imminent ruinage.
I'm heading straight into the suck zone, boys.
We're going in. When they drive through that house at the end, dude.
I love-
That's so cool.
We're
Dude, they drove
going
through
in.
the house, and they drove up the stairs and around the corner and through the bathroom, and then come out straight the other side.
Yeah, somehow.
That was cartoonish as shit.
Yeah,
It
and even
made me
that
laugh.
we're going, like, we're going.
Like, just go around it.
Yeah.
Dude, that is literally a theme park ride. That is
Yeah.
that is
That's
silly
fun.
shit, and
That's
it was fun though. Like, it
And the
made me laugh.
cow, I mean, we talk
Yeah.
so much, but like
The
the
cow
cow, I
loses its
think it's
punch
the
because it
same
is, like,
cow.
The
the same
icon
cow.
of this
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I kind of didn't get as much out of it as I would have if I watched it and saw that
kinda-
originally.
They lost me when the cow circled back the second time and said, "Eat more chicken." I was kind of out. At
Oh
that
my
point.
god! When it came back around and said,
me want
"Worship
some
Lucifer
Chick-fil-A.
and forsake your God," it was really crazy to me.
And then it said "got milk" and had a little milk mustache. I was like,
That's-
"What's?"
Yeah,
That's that
that
90s
milk
war
Hitler
on
mustache.
Satan,
That
you
one,
know?
right? Yeah. Got a war
Oh,
on
yeah.
Satan, man.
There's a war on Satan. We gotta help.
fucking-
We gotta help him out.
Them
gotta help
fucking
our boy out.
Illuminatis, man, they're at it again. don't know
They're
what the fuck
ill.
we're even talking
They're
about.
ill. I don't know.
Any
Any other points before we rate this thing?
No, I
Sounds
don't
good.
think so.
Let's do it. Out of 5, Rand Diesel, why don't you kick us off? How do you feel about Twister?
So yeah, like I really don't want to like piss down everybody's favorite movie because I understand that there's a lot of love for this thing. And certainly here,
Don't piss down my movie.
I don't. It's just
Don't
it
piss
just
down
doesn't
onto the
it doesn't hit
base
for
of
me in
our
the same
favorite
way.
movie.
I'm gonna piss in this film's face, and it's going to smile and say, "Thank you, sir. Welcome to the suck zone." Um.
Sounds like maybe
Anyway,
a bit of a fantasy or something. I don't know.
look, I
That
mean,
doesn't sound
I'm
like
just
it just
saying.
came off the top of your head,
Thrilling
right?
experience of my whole life.
Sounds like that's been considered for a while.
Baby, I came here to party. So,
Maybe Randy's
no,
the real villain.
Sure. I just think that this movie is not that well written. I feel like as somebody coming in relatively cold to it, I can understand the appeal. I understand why it was something of a hit. I understand why it had cultural significance, and I certainly understand why people our age have an affinity for it. To me, most of those things, it nets out to ultimately a pretty okay movie. Like it has its good set pieces. It's good for an action thrill ride of a movie, and it keeps the action going. In fairness, like it does that job well. I give it all the credit in the world for that. It does some groundbreaking graphics, most of which hold up. Not all, but most for its age. That's pretty great. You know, I like some of the actors, even if I don't love some of the writing for their performances, and even though I don't like some of those performances that much. So it's just north of middling for me. So I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 from Rand Diesel. Juice, how do you feel?
Yeah, I like this movie a lot, and it never really gets old to me. And I could see some of its flaws. Like I said, the Dorothy thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and it is a little silly. There's just a bunch of nerds that are just like, you son of a bitch. It's like we're all just weathermen here. So,
I mean, really.
We're just normal men.
one thing I did forget to mention though too that I mentioned here is for the most part, not always, but for the most part, I thought the music too, the kind of like the little music cues that they lead up when they're like, oh, the going to chase the storm or going in, like hit pretty good, set the mood pretty good for chasing
You mean like the
storms.
pops, the needle drops, or are you talking about the
Yeah,
score? Okay.
like there's one where like the kind of guitar solo kicks in like boop, 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 and like they're all kind of like driving towards
Some
the
Mad
song.
Max
Van,
shit.
It was pretty
Van
fun.
Halen wrote 2 or 3 songs for this, and I think
Oh, I
what you're
didn't
talking about
realize
is a Van Halen track. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize they wrote it for this. That's
Mhm.
cool. So yeah, and I like the kind of dynamic of the group. Dusty definitely gets the most, but the dude with the maps from old Game of Thrones, he's in here, and he gets some good lines, and then the preacher guy, he gets some kind of like zany moments. He's the one who gets hurt too, and yeah, and then the Meg scene is great, and it gives it some heart, and it kind of brings the family together, and there's just some real fun, feel good moments, some real good like goofy moments, good friendship moments. I think the push and pull, or like the chemistry between Paxton and Helen Hunt are pretty good. I think like they sell their kind of dysfunctional relationship, but it kind of makes sense, once they get into the passion of what they're doing, they share that passion, so it kind of gets into them too in their relationship. So yeah, I like this movie a lot. It's not perfect. It is dated. It's quite dated. But I also, again, I like how they treat the twisters like monsters and add those kind of sound effects. And for the most part, I think that they do a good enough job of making them unique enough. I feel like there's 5. I feel like the third one, I always kind of forget what the third one is. The first one's with the truck underneath the bridge. Second one's the twins where it splits off and it goes over the water. What's the third? The fourth one is the drive-in movie theater, and the fifth one's Finger of God. There's a
Well,
third one in there.
I mean, there's Wakita, right? Did
Oh, is
you
it
That's
the
no,
one where
that's the
they're at the
drive-in
top
theater.
of the hill, and when they have like the heart to heart, the emotional CB
Yeah,
radio
yeah, that's right. You're right.
thing?
Yep, yep, yep. When it drops down
Yeah,
right on top of them, yeah, that's the
yeah,
one where,
yeah,
yeah, because that one's like
right?
not very special. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
But yeah, but I like this movie. So I'm gonna give it a 4.25.
Four and
Keep
a
it a
quarter
little
from
limited
Juice.
there, but yeah,
A
4.25.
little four
Bob,
and a quarter.
out of five, where are you gonna rate Twister, my guy?
I'm a little closer to you on this one, Juice. I think the nostalgia that we have for it definitely helps this movie out quite a bit. There's something about like a good 90s disaster movie that I just really vibe with. They're light, they're fun, they're popcorn flicks, great to throw on during the summer. And just reminds me of being a kid too, and also going to, Universal and going on the Twister ride. There's just like a lot of really nice things um sort of connected to this movie. Also, like just the cast, man. Helen Hutton,
Helen
Philip
Hutton.
Helen Hutton, Bill Paxton, Hipster Lie Paxton, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Carrie Elway's in this. Just a great cast, and they do like the little like motley crew, the ragtag crew. They do feel like a family, and it's just like it's fun to like witness them do this crazy fucking thing, chasing these tornadoes in this place that feels like real and lived in. This like really cool small town, and it's just like kind of a weird little slice of life. You get to see how these people are living, and it's just a great time. I think it's a great time at the movies. Um, the sequel is good too.
Cinema is magic.
I recommend checking out the sequel. Honestly, it's
Okay.
it's very similar, but it is like a story of its own. They're not bringing back like legacy characters or like
That's good, at
someone's
least.
niece or anything like that. But it maintains that fun summer blockbuster kind of vibe, and I think it even like ups the scare quotient. I think because the storms do feel like monsters. There's not a whole lot of like characters, like main, people die in the movie, but like main characters do feel like they're pretty well safe, like in this movie, and that's just not the case in the sequel. I think it's worth checking out. If you like this, I would definitely recommend watching the sequel. But yeah, overall, it's great. Bonus points for The Shining at the drive-in. I'm gonna come in with a solid four even on this because, like I mentioned, there are some like plot conveniences that don't make a whole lot of sense, and I think Melissa being there at all is like kind of silly and at a certain point like wildly irresponsible. And I don't think Bill Paxton would actually do that, but she's there for plot convenience. Not a perfect movie, super enjoyable though. Four for me. That's gonna make our aggregate a 3.75 for Twister. Let's go ahead and jump into our Rotten Tomatoes segment, see what the critics and users have to say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to have these gentlemen guess within the best of their ability what the aggregate positive score is on RottenTomatoes.com for Twister 96. So this has 142 critic reviews on the Tomatometer and over 250,000 user ratings on the Poopometer. So let's start with our critics as we always do. And Bob, you start us out today. 142 reviews. Keep that number in mind as you decide what you think the aggregate positive score is for this film.
I think this is going to be on the positive side of things. How positive though? Because it is, it's kind of schlocky. It's a popcorn movie. It might not be a critical darling, but I think overall the movie achieves what it sets out to achieve. I'll take a 75.
Okay, 75 from Bob. Soju, coming in over, under, or where?
Yeah, I think generally people are going to be positive this. I don't think there's going to be enough bad to make the negatives swing so low. Like I think everybody will at least have a decent time with this. So Bob said 75, right?
Yeah.
75, that's right.
I'll take how could we tie 79? So that would be it, right? Yeah, 77. Yeah, 79.
Okay. 79 from Soju, 75 from Bob. Let's see. Quick math here. About 8-point difference between the correct answer and one of you. That correct answer is 67%.
Oh, no.
So Bob's walking away with this one.
Damn.
And
Wow.
lower than y'all thought, it seems.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. No, that's a hell skeet.
That's a hell ski. Whoa. Critics are wrong again.
Welcome to
Are
the
they,
stuck
though?
zone.
Are they though?
Yes.
Let's go over to the poopometer here. There's 250,000 plus, remember, ratings for this. Soju, going in reverse order here. What are you going to place? Where are you going to place that?
I think this is going to be higher than that. Honestly. So I think I'll just double down and say 79. I think people have a lot of nostalgia for this. And again, I don't know. I don't know how many people would have such a problem with this that it would like be negative, you know? Like I feel like even Randy, it's like, yeah, it's better than mid, which ends up being in the positive realm. So
Not necessarily. It depends on. It has to be a certain threshold. I'm not sure what the
yeah,
threshold is.
okay. But
we
all
may
right.
never know.
Bob, where are you coming in at?
Just ask Chat GPT, Bob.
I won't.
Grok,
what's the
answer?
You said
Oh,
79?
Jesus. Yeah,
79.
I
I'll
just
do-
doubled down.
I'll do 81. Maybe we can tie.
Whoa.
Ooh, 81. Well, guess what? No fucking tie. Not even close.
Oh.
This is going to be
No.
ooh. 19 percentage point difference, I think.
Damn.
This is coming in at a 58% on the poopometer.
Well, then that's 21 difference.
Is it 21? Yeah, you're right. I did the opposite thing. Yeah, this is why I don't math on the fly, guys. Yeah, close enough. It was over 20.
Whoa,
That's
much
surprising.
that is so surprising on the audience score. Wow.
That is what the audience thinks. I'm going to read the
Damn.
critics' consensus real quick.
It's
The
probably
consensus
Gen
reads as
Z's
follows. Oh yeah, they're big time reviewers on RottenTomatoes.com.
Oh, yeah.
They
That's
definitely
what they're
have the
doing. They're
patience
not
to sit down
drinking and
rank
having
review.
sex. They're just
Oh,
bashing
my
Twister on
And we all know how much you love having.
Their
you
three
hate having
favorite
sex and
things.
drinking. Not like us, pure chaste gentlemen. The critics' consensus reads as follows: a high concept blockbuster.
No, I said
that
they
emphasizes-
don't. I said that's what they're doing when they're not having sex.
which implies they're having it a lot. I don't know.
No, it implies that instead they're just bashing movies on Rotten
I don't
Tomatoes
know.
instead of
You can read it
drinking.
either way.
Yeah,
I guess I
you
read it the other
could.
way.
Oh, yeah.
I fucked that up.
What are you saying? What do the
Yeah,
kids
Let me
do?
explain the joke.
Um,
Let me break it down.
It's so much
beat by-
funnier when you have to explain it.
If you
yes,
drink
here's the
more,
fucking
if you have
critics'
sex
consensus.
more, you enjoy Twister more.
Dude, there might be something to that.
I mean, probably not. A high concept blockbuster that emphasizes special effects over three-dimensional characters. Twister's visceral thrills are often offset by the film's generic plot. There you go.
Visceral.
Man.
That's visceral. It's quite visceral. It's a visceral film.
I mean, yeah, that's a fair quip, a little analysis, I guess. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Twister is
Sure.
sucking into theaters.
Yeah. Yeah. Sucking and fucking, according to you. All right, we're gonna read some negative reviews, see how they fare in the comedy realm. Here's one. Think of Twister as the multiplex version of a porn flick. You have to sit through stretches of uneven acting, stale plotting, and dumb dialogue to get to the good stuff. All right.
Yeah, what's the good
Guys,
stuff?
the
Is it
money
just
shot.
Twister shots?
It's when the finger of God goes in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's an F5, baby. It's an F5.
Oh yeah.
That means 5 fingers.
Oh,
All right,
God.
here's one.
That Twister's delivering
You don't
a
need that
pizza.
elasticity. Here's one more. Here's one more. It lacks any interesting characters or drama. Like an amusement park ride, its ups and downs ultimately peter out, leaving the viewer with little more than a momentary buzz or two to remember. That's closer to my experience, but it's not funny, so
Mm.
fuck you. Um, all right, that's it for Rotten Tomatoes, Bob. I heard you had some trivia on you.
There's so much trivia. Let's do it.
It's totally time for trivia.
All right, boys. This was produced by Steven Spielberg and Amblin Entertainment with financial backing from Warner Brothers and Universal Pictures. I don't think I realized this was an Amblin joint, but it does kind of have that vibe. After reading that, Spielberg himself was originally attached to direct this thing. And then directors such as James Cameron, Tim Burton, and Robert Zemeckis were also in talks before John DeBont signed on, who was...
That's a weird
That'd be a
one.
very different movie. Johnny Depp would just be in this.
Johnny Depp is every character.
He is the
Johnny
Twister.
Depp is Helen Hunt is Joe.
Is. John DeBont signed on to direct this after he left Godzilla because of creative differences. So,
Oh, is the creative difference that he wanted to make a good movie?
hey, Randy, eat my ass.
Not again. You gotta pay.
The pitch was not a script, but a proof of concept clip of the visual effects made by Industrial Light and Magic done entirely inside the computer. It had a bunch of like trucks and shit. But yeah, they just made this cool thing and we're like, hey, let's make a movie out of this. And they're like, okay. Michael Crichton and his wife and co-author Anne Marie Martin were paid $2.5 million for the screenplay, which started being written back in 1994. They based the script off of a PBS documentary about some storm chasers, and also mixed in some inspiration from the plot of the romantic comedy called His Girl Friday, which I've never heard of that before.
Oh, really? I've heard of it. I've never seen it. It's like a golden era Hollywood film, I think.
Oh, okay. There you go. A documentary in that. Mush them together. Dorothy was inspired by Toto, which was an instrument that was a barrel-shaped device thing used in research of tornadoes back in the 1980s. Tom Hanks read for the part of Bill Harding in this, but passed on it and ultimately suggested that Paxton should read for the role, and he did, and obviously got the job. What a good guy, that Tom Hanks.
Tom, the golden boy of the
Hey,
90s.
hey, Bill, you should totally be in this movie. Yeah, go do it, Bill.
So there was like kind of like I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, John DeBont was a bit of a problem, and I'll get into a few instances of that. Halfway through filming the movie, both Paxton and Hunt were temporarily blinded by a bright electronic lamp used to make the sky behind the two actors look dark and stormy. Quote from Paxton says, "These things literally sunburned our eyeballs. I got back to my room and I couldn't see."
Mush him up good.
Yeah.
Damn.
Some fucked up shit.
Jesus Christ, man.
Some crew members feeling that DeBont was, quote, out of control left the production 5 weeks into filming. The camera crew led by Don Burgess claimed DeBont didn't know what he wanted until he saw it. He would shoot one direction with all the equipment behind the view of the camera, and then he'd want to shoot in the other direction right away, and we have to move everything, and he'd get angry that it took too long, and it was always everybody else's fault, never his. Adding to that, in a fit of rage, John DeBont knocked over a camera assistant who missed a cue into a ditch and refused to apologize. And immediately after that is when everybody quit the movie. They did end up hiring Jack Green, who came in to shoot the rest of the movie. And then following the incident, apparently Spielberg flew down and like just absolutely got in DeBont's ass for his behavior. Yeah, no, it's
so he didn't even finish filming the movie?
No, well, the original crew didn't. DeBont did. Yeah, the director never left. But the crew quit. They hired another crew to come in, and then the DP, the second DP, they got to come in, got injured, and he couldn't finish shooting the movie. There was some sort of
Jesus.
I think it was Meg's house because it was like designed to collapse, and they had some sort of rig set up to make it collapse, and it like malfunctioned and like injured his back, so he had to go to the fucking hospital. So like he couldn't even finish. There's just all kinds of crazy shit.
Damn, how many DPs do you need?
You tell me, buddy.
Randy. I don't have that bit of trivia. DuBont insisted on using multiple cameras, which led to exposing 1.3 million feet of film compared to the average 300,000 feet.
Fuck,
That's fucking
Christ.
crazy. They apparently used a Boeing 707 airplane engine and several smaller fans to generate wind throughout the movie.
Jesus.
The movie apparently cost $70 million. I don't know how accurate that is, because then like you read other things and it says it ballooned up to like 900 million, but then you've got advertising on top of that. Regardless, it grossed $500 million at the box office, so like they made their money back no matter what it cost, which is surprising that it took them so long to make a sequel, given that it was that damn successful, honestly.
Yeah, well, the 90s weren't so sequel happy. Not like we are now. Not like we are now.
Well, it wasn't universe happy, but I think it still had its share of shitty sequels.
Yeah.
They were mostly directed
I think
to DVD or direct to VHS or home.
video.
there
home
was a little
release,
more
yeah.
restraint with stuff like big tentpole films with like fucking Tom Hanks or whoever, and then like
Yeah.
well, now movies are designed to be sequeled, so
You got to.
Yeah. People were willing to take more gambles for several reasons. I mean, piracy wasn't really a thing, and also, like you mentioned, home video was such a big deal. So, like, if you didn't make all your money back at the theater, you had the VHS or the DVD money coming in. So it was like a much safer bet.
Where did Bob go wrong? Were he and his friends sifting way too long through those Blu-ray bins? And it gets worse, he'll have no jet ski, wasting all his dough on those DVDs.
I'll shut up.
So what you're saying, Bob, is the world was a much better place when everyone bought physical media.
That's what
you're
I'm
trying to
saying.
say.
That is, I would say that, yes. After Bill Paxton died in 2017, Spotter Network choreographed 200 storm chasers to spell out BP with their GPS tracker blips on a radar display to honor him. This kind of tribute had only been done 5 times before, and it was the first time it had ever been done for someone who was not a real storm chaser. So that's nice.
it is nice.
Last bit of
Okay.
trivia I have here. In an earlier scene with Philip Seymour Hoffman, I believe it's when he's introduced, he's like sitting down in a lawn chair. He lifts his leg in the air while laughing, and at this moment in time, his genitals were fully visible for a split second. It was
The old rusty gutter.
It was unfortunately edited out of the DVD and VHS releases.
Unfortunately.
What?
But it leaked from VHS screeners, so
Thank
maybe you
God.
can find that somewhere. You want to see that
Jesus.
that Hoffman hog?
I
There you
mean,
go.
There's like Mr. Skin exists for a reason, people,
God.
or did. I don't know. Does it anyway? I have no
Oh,
idea.
I'm sure you don't know.
I have
Randy.
no
Does it?
No, I don't have
idea.
multiple
Does
subscriptions or
it?
anything.
I don't
Multiple
know.
subscriptions.
I don't have any like shadow accounts or anything like that. That's crazy. That would be crazy. That's a crazy thing to do.
Oh my
Rand Diesel the
God.
Weasel has just logged into Mr.
If
Skin.
you're too young to
The
understand what the hell
Weasel.
is happening, Mr. Skin used to be a website that would exclusively have screenshots of nudity from
timestamps.
films. Yeah, and timestamps for film nudity.
I mostly know about that because of Knocked Up. Like,
Knocked
I
Up.
yeah,
really,
knocked
really
up.
don't-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know that
The
I
website
knew
they're
that.
building. Yeah.
What a
Opening
funny
credit push.
thing.
We got opening
Yeah.
credit push.
Oh my
Okay, that's all the
God.
trivia I got. Let's go ahead and talk. Cooter of the week.
All right.
Straight chillin'. Gooder of the week.
Juice, what is the cooter and why do we hunt them?
No, Cooter's carrot type. And a straight chillin' exclusive. Cooter.
Oh,
Cooter, guy,
Carrot.
oh.
Cooter's a carrot type and a straight chillin'
Hmm.
exclusive.
Man, is it a heritage? Is it an heirloom carrot?
Cooter. Oh man, I missed my whole spiel up. They're spy points. Here they are.
Orangeness, ripeness.
Sexual deviance, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall look and attire, and overall patheticness. You got to hit 3 of those at least. We want the one who's got the most. That's the kind of backtrack spiel. But boys, is there a cooter in Twister? I think so. I think we've got at least 1, maybe 2,
I mean,
maybe 3,
Bill?
maybe 4.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe
Bill?
5.
Make a case for Bill. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Bill.
Manipulation? Like, I don't know if it count, like if he's like manipulating Melissa or just like stringing her
don't
along,
think
because it
so.
doesn't
I
seem
think
like he
yeah.
really is that invested in her
I
from
think
the
if he hits
get-go.
anything, it's probably pathetic because he is
That's fair, yeah.
clearly not that interested in this woman at the end of the day. Like
Yeah.
he's clearly like latching onto some shit that doesn't appeal to him.
Yeah.
Smug arrogance? Like
Maybe
he's a
some
little
sexual
smug.
deviance. I mean, not sexual, but he's like grabbing Joe, spinning it around, spinning her around, touching her a lot.
Oh, he's all over that
maybe
waistline, baby.
maybe a couple
his
hunks here and there.
His hips don't lie, but he'll
Couple
lie about those other
hunks.
hips.
I mean, he's fishing for the suck zone, I think. So
Hey, baby, you want to hit the suck zone later? Yeah, no, I don't know.
couple
It's pretty.
honks. I can't deal with that.
I don't know, man. It's not really hitting for me. I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
think-
a cooter light.
All
Cooter
right.
light.
Well, then let's go over to old Jonas.
Yeah, Jonas
My
seems like the most
name's
likely
Jonas.
Jonas, smug
Pathetic,
arrogance
right?
for sure.
And yeah, okay, start with smug arrogance because that is very
So
plain.
smug arrogance, he willingly puts his team in danger just to
Mhm.
not listen to Bill.
I mean,
or not,
he dies because of his ego.
Yeah,
So
there you
Yeah.
go.
ultimate,
like
yeah.
that is, yeah, that kind of is like cooter ground zero right there.
Yeah.
So arrogance, patheticness, like he's ripping off Bill at every turn. Basically, like
Yeah.
they say it outright, like all those fancy gadgets, and he can't do shit half as well as Bill or us or
Yeah.
whatever. In whatever words they said.
He
that
stole
in.
his idea too, and he's
Mhm.
like
Pathetic and
schmoozing the
manipulation.
press
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and he looks like a corporate kiss butt, so he's got the look and attire.
Corporate
Sure.
kiss butt is. Oh man, I don't know what it is about that phrase, but it's just I
It's
can't
so
imagine
good.
anybody saying that now.
It's like a mom in
It
the
feels
90s.
very 90s.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just being a corporate kiss butt.
He's just being a real corporate kiss butt, aren't you, baby?
Baby.
Unrealized
Bye,
kiss
bye.
butt.
Got a little shaky there.
Unrealized.
So what else?
So pathetic and smug arrogance. Sexual deviancy, no.
No.
So we
no.
got 2 more. Look and attire or
What does he hit?
manipulation.
Well, definitely manipulation. He's manipulating the public by claiming ownership of this shit that's not his. I'm wondering if there's anything that he earns. I feel like he should definitely earn something, some sort of ding for fucking leaving them stranded on the goddamn side of the road during a hurricane or during a twister.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty fucking brazenly evil shit.
Yeah. And you are happy kind of when he dies.
You're not upset.
You're not
Kind of.
upset.
It's like, well,
Like
that's what
mo-
happens when you suck.
I mostly felt bad because his driver died with
Yeah.
him, you know?
That was a
But,
total
That's true.
Final Destination kill too.
Yeah, gets impaled. Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude, that should have
Gets
been
impaled in
like,
the
it was-
suck zone.
He's the one that gets it the worst, and all he's doing is fucking doing his job.
I don't know,
like-
dude. If a tornado's about to suck me up, I might rather die instantly than fly through the air
I would
before
concur.
my van
Yeah.
slams into the ground and explodes.
I don't know if I want to be impaled. I
don't wanna
know if I
go
be impaled.
Fucking
I don't want
flying.
to. Yeah,
What
I
if
don't want
this
to be
car just
flying
started
through.
flying, dog?
Look, I like roller coasters, so you know what?
right,
I'm the
well.
guy at the fucking end of Doctor Strangelove.
Randy
riding the
said,
fucking bomb
"Thrill
all the
me
way
in the
down.
suck zone, baby."
Yeah. Nah, I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
If I gotta go, I'd rather
Yeah.
just go out instantly.
No, my car needs to stay on the fucking ground, please.
Wow. Maybe he doesn't hit quite enough. I don't know. I feel like he is a cooter though. Maybe manipulation, smug, arrogance, pathetic. Maybe a little look
That's
in a
3.
tire. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Maybe a little
yeah.
look in a tire. At least the look of the fleet. It's just I don't know, man. There's something about the like, oh, you can tell they're the corporate kiss butts because of their matte black vans that they drive.
the
I don't know, there's something
Chrysler
about-
Town and Countries.
Fucking kiss butts.
They are the soccer
Fucking
moms
kiss
Oh yeah.
picking their kids up.
Yeah, I think he could go as a cooter. I think we could argue that whatever his name, the director, could also fit that role.
Oh, John DeBont? Yeah, he's a real
Jesus
motherfucker.
Christ,
Good
yeah.
lord.
That sounds, which is crazy because this is not even close. I mean, he did he worked on Speed.
He directed Speed and Speed 2, though.
Speed
So-
Deuce Cruise. Isn't that the one with the boat?
Oh yeah, cruise control,
Yeah.
baby.
It's like the boat. I don't remember the premise of that, but
What am I gonna do? I'm on this busy water highway in this boat that won't slow.
there's
down.
nowhere to go.
There's
But
nowhere to
but
stop
the
my
open ocean.
boat. I don't know. I've not seen this film, but whatever.
I think I saw that in theaters, to be honest.
Oh boy.
I had to only be like 1 year old.
Totally.
Sure. I was fetal at
Totally.
the time.
But I remember, I got a good memory.
Oh, real good memory of the fetus times. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think certainly Jonas, and in real life, put that director in jail. Fuck that shit.
John DeBont. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that dude. I think we got him.
We
Lock
got
him
him.
up.
All right,
Throw away the key.
Locked. Loaded.
Boys, let's kick our feet up and talk about what we've been watching.
Hey gang, what you been watching?
Rand Diesel, what you been watching?
Yeah, so a lot, but also not a lot that I can actually talk about because we are currently in the midst of Bushian. Is Bushian right or Bukian? How do you pronounce this?
Neither.
Buchan?
It's Buchan.
Buchan. Thank you. I've been saying it wrong forever.
Bukian!
Busan Film
Yeah,
Festival, International Film Festival,
It just
BFUN,
gets
as it is
wilder
easy,
and
really
crazier
easier to
each
pronounce.
time.
Bukrayan. Bukrayan.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah, so lots of films happening there that like we're gonna cover in another episode or at some point soon. So I won't go into those. Playing Mario Kart still. I still really like that new game, Mario Kart World, that is. Finished The Bear Season 4. I got to disagree with Bob on this one. You said it petered out for you. I don't know, man. I really fucking love these characters. I don't mind the repetition that happens in this film, in this show, rather. Like, it's season 4. Like, I don't know. Repetition is kind of part of the story. Like, cycles, continual cycles, breaking some, continuing some, starting new ones. Like, that's... I don't know, it's kind of central to it, but like I thought about that when we were watching it. In any case, the fucking acting in this thing, the fucking needle drops in this thing, the fucking shots, like the cinematography in this, I just love it, man. And I really just love these characters and I want the best for them, like in a very like I'm just a fan kind of sense. I just really like them. So there's that. I have a couple episodes into Squid Game. We just got through with I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but they play hide and seek. Hide and seek is one of the games. I just finished that episode, and it's a pretty good one. I'm enjoying it. It's still not. It doesn't hold a candle to the original season, but I've kind of resigned to that. Watched a film called The Bay, which I believe have not covered on the show.
I think we did cover
Have we?
it, didn't we?
I can't remember if it I know we did the canal.
The
At one
Kano
point.
classic.
And I always get those two confused, so I can't remember
I
if we
think we
covered
did
it or
the Bay
not.
as well.
Well,
I-
anyway, it's a 4th of July
Yeah,
film,
with the
found
fish
footage
or
film.
like the water, the fish get
Yeah,
fucked
it's
up.
like it's like a disease breakout sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I actually this time I have still not finished it because we had to stop it at one point, but I'm enjoying this thing. I really like this movie, and I remember liking it a good amount, but kind of like being like, it's fine, you know. I think I like it more this time. I'm gonna wait until I get to the end again because I don't remember exactly how it ends. But I don't know, man. It's a solid. I actually watched that like instead of Jaws this year for Fourth of July, which I love Jaws, but I've seen it a lot, so I was giving it a break, and I do not regret the decision, honestly. And then last but not least, got a screener for a film called Found Footage: The Patterson Project, and that is a found footage film about some people going out to film a Bigfoot movie, film their own found footage movie. So there's like a little bit of like Inception shit going on in this thing, and I enjoyed it. Bob, did you talk about this on the show? Or I know you talked about it with us at one point.
I didn't mention it because I didn't love it, but I thought you would probably like it more than I did. I'm glad to hear that you
Yeah,
did.
I did like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I may or may not get a chance to do a mini episode on it, but I would generally recommend it. It hits a lot of my interests. In fairness, like the Bigfoot stuff, the crypto. I'm a crypto nut, as is not crypto. Jesus Christ, cryptozoology nut. I'm a
You do love
uh,
crypto. Crypto
uh,
Randy.
you know, we got to sell them juice coins or whatever the fuck we called them.
QJ
Uh,
coins.
QJ coins. That's right. You got to We got to get that line going up, baby. But yeah, no, I there's that, and then it's found footage, which I also have a proclivity towards. So it just kind of hits a lot of my pleasure centers for movies.
I bet it
And
does.
the lead actor or whatever, like the lead of the movie, looks exactly like fucking Weird Al, which also is a weird thing for me. I'm like, yeah, cool. This Weird Al looking motherfucker is our hero. That's cool. Anyway, I have a lot of thoughts about it, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but I would kind of recommend it if you like any part of what I just said. It's a surprising film to some degree.
So I don't think we've reviewed The Bay. I was just looking at our catalog.
Really?
I don't see it on
I
there.
vividly remember. I think we might have watched. We definitely. It was
Let's just
definitely
watch it together.
in the early days of the
Yeah.
podcast. We may have just watched it.
I remember
we may have just
watching it. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we
watching it with the
haven't.
Godfather Jack and
Damn.
Rickety.
Yeah.
Rickety, yeah. Cool. Juice, what you been watching?
Yeah, I am on the last episode of Squid Game 3, so I'll probably be talking about that in a upcoming mini cast. And yeah, it's not as good. It's just not as good. But I mean, it was like cut off in the half of really season 2 and 3 they're really just one season.
The same thing. Yeah.
It really they was just cut in half.
It just kind of fucked the momentum of it. Like,
Yeah,
that's all they
kinda.
really did.
Yeah. And I watched Jaws, of course, because it's 4th of July, and listened to our episode on it, which was back in 2021, 4 years ago. So
That's crazy,
that
man.
was kind of messing with me a little bit, to be honest with you. And yeah, and then I've watched many films now for BFON, which we'll be talking about probably next week in a bonus episode. Some good stuff. So a lot of sci-fi. You know what's big this year? Sci-fi. A lot of sci-fi stuff, which is interesting. Guess those Jersey drones are really inspiring people, you know. But yeah, so I just found that interesting because I think it was Caitlin I was talking with. I don't know if it was one of our episodes or one of hers about like just these kind of cycles that things go through around like society and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know. It seems like sci-fi is real big these days. So I found that quite curious. But other than that, I mean, nothing else I can really talk about, I guess, so far. Bob, what you been watching, guy?
Watched a handful of things. It being the 4th of July, I too put on Jaws because I just never ever really get tired of that movie. It's still good. Holds up very, very well. We also put on Independence Day, which is another great sci-fi 90s movie.
Still on my
Also
list
really
for this
holds up.
cast. I'll get it
Dude,
next year.
we should talk about that. I feel like every time I put that movie on though, I forget that it's 2.5 hours long. And then like
Ugh.
2 hours into it, I'm like, this has to be ending, and then there's still 30 minutes left. And it's like it's a long one, but it's good. Definitely holds up. And then I also threw on I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is another 4th of July movie, a little slasher joint from the 90s. Just kind of wanted to refresh my memory on that one because that sequel is coming out.
Man, that sucks!
Yeah, that movie is like not particularly good, but the setting is like it just does so much heavy lifting that like I just love being in that little like seaside town, you know? It makes me forgive it for a lot, but it's not a great slasher just in general. It's okay.
Depends on how you feel about fish sticks. The fucking Gorton's fisherman ass killer.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, there's like maybe one decent kill. There's not a ton of great kills, not like really great dialogue. The design of the killer is kind of cool, but the reveal is a little dodgy. You know, it's all right. It's all right.
You know, the real actions, and I still know what you did last summer. You know,
That movie,
that's where people really, really shine.
they stopped trying
That's
to
good
be
shit.
serious, and I think that was a wise decision in the
Yeah.
sequel. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
got that going for it. Jeffrey
I was being
Combs in
facetious,
that.
but I do agree with that. Jeffrey Combs
Yeah.
is in that. Fucking Jack
Yeah.
Black's in that.
Jack
in a
Black.
goddamn Rastafarian ass wig.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
That one
Mm.
might be more enjoyable. Like still
is.
not a good movie, but more enjoyable, I think.
Explicitly because it is not a good movie.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say.
They lean into it. Yeah, for sure. I also watched the 2-part documentary on Max about Pee Wee Herman. I think it was called Pee Wee
Oh.
himself.
hmm
And I just really didn't know hardly anything about Paul Rubens or Pee Wee. I never, I watched the Tim Burton movie, but I didn't like watch the show as a kid or anything. And I didn't even realize they made a movie as recently as 2016, I think it was.
Yeah, Netflix
Um,
released it.
I did not realize that, like at all. But yeah, it's like a 2-part documentary. Each part is about an hour and 40 minutes, I think. The first half sort of takes you up through the Tim Burton movie, and then the second half picks up with his television show and then the other movies and his like I guess the controversy surrounding him. There were like a couple scandalous things that happened. But
Whoa.
overall it was like just like inspiring, like it just made me want to make stuff, just like make weird shit and like not really worry about how it's received. It's like generally a pretty inspiring kind of dude, um, who I guess was way more influential than I had really realized. So it was I think
He
it's
made
definitely worth
Mystery
watching.
Men, so
Dude,
I mean, yeah.
maybe
The
his greatest
Screen,
film.
come on.
I know.
I mean,
we should
I've
cover
heard
that on
great.
this cast.
We should. That is
Hmm.
pure, unfiltered horror. Um, I've heard that this documentary is like it's not like just a puff piece, which I appreciate. That it's got like it allows some of his faults to shine through.
Oh yeah, it doesn't
Is that true? It doesn't varnish things too much.
yeah, it does. As far as I can tell, it's not pulling any punches. And I guess, like throughout the making of the documentary, at a certain point, Paul Rubens, walked away from it because he was so used to having essentially full control of anything that had like Pee Wee or himself in it, and like he didn't fully trust the director. But then I guess when, he was also battling cancer at the time they were making the documentary, but he didn't tell anybody. He's just really like secretive person. So like whenever he kind of, I guess, realized the end was, coming, he told him that he wanted him to finish the documentary. The director did finish it and release it and stuff. So like there's a lot of like him being really honest about like having conversations with the director in the documentary about him saying like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, but like being pretty upfront with it, with everything. And the sort of more controversial stuff, like him, in the porn theater where he got arrested, and then his house got raided for like some other unsavory materials, and they get into all that stuff, and like they have clips from people saying some pretty hurtful stuff, but then other people that sort of knew him throughout his entire life as well. So yeah, they don't shy away from the more unsavory bits. But I think
I
it's
just
worth
really
watching.
appreciate that, like there's a lot of documentaries that come out that you think, oh, this is about a specific topic I'm interested in, and then it's just like blowing that topic the whole way
Yeah.
through. It's just the suck zone through and through. um,
Damn.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
The first bit does not get into any of it, but I mean, it really is, I guess, kind of mostly chronological,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's just kind of how it works out, I guess. Yeah, worth checking out. That's about all I've been watching. We do not have any voicemails this week, but if you guys are listening and would like to call and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. We're gonna be back next week with a brand new show. We're gonna be talking about another You Picked the Flick. This one was chosen by Naus. The movie is RoboCop from 1987.
Whoa, that's how you do it. You pick right there.
I know. There's so many great
Whoa.
movies we haven't reviewed that people just don't ever want to pick for
Just
some reason.
refuse to pick.
So thank you, Naus. Yeah, RoboCop 1987. Do you guys have any prompts you want to throw out for next week's show?
I don't know. I don't know RoboCop as well as others do.
Tell us what you did on the 4th of
Would you want to be
July.
a cyborg?
Yeah.
What cyborg appendage would you want the most?
Oh,
which appendage? I think we all know the answer to that.
Juice is always wanting to hear about your suck zone.
He wants to know about your appendages, people. Send them in.
Please. I don't know. I feel like legs would pretty good because you could like run really fast. You never get tired of walking. You could just set them to like cruise control automatic, and they would just like maybe you could even get like some sticky legs so you could walk up a building. That'd be pretty good.
You want to be Inspector Gadget. by the sound of things.
Helicopter legs, maybe.
Dude, the
you know,
helicopter
fly
hat
around.
is a pretty solid move, actually.
Go.
But could you ever
Gadget.
take the hat off though, Randy? Would that?
Oh yeah. I don't know. It's fucking. We're talking about a helicopter in my
Like,
fucking skull. I think I can
what
do
if-
whatever I want.
What if you go sit down for like a nice steak dinner and you got to take your hat off because it's rude to
Yeah,
wear it, but you
Randy, come on,
can't?
at a wedding,
Oh,
you're
I
gonna
guess
wear a
I'm gonna
hat
like
to a
accidentally
wedding?
chop up a fucking maitre d or something.
See,
You
I'm
gotta
going with the
think of
legs.
these
You can
things.
easily cover legs with pants, so nobody will ever even know
But
that you
why
have
would you?
robo legs.
Come on. I mean, the fucking
Legs are the best.
the hat covers it. That's the point of the hat part.
But you gotta take the hat off.
You can take the hat off.
Doesn't
I
make
get-
logical sense to me.
Can I get wings? Is that possible?
No, Rob.
Wings?
fuck?
You're just gonna eat them and be done with them?
I'm just gonna get some buffalo wings.
Eat them?
Wings.
What?
Rob's just. I get it, Rob. I'm hungry.
I
too.
know.
It's
I know
fine.
what you're talking about. Wings. But Bob, if you could have cyber legs, could you just get have jetpack legs too?
Jesus Christ with the legs. What are
Would
you,
you even
working for
need
big
wings?
robo legs?
Yeah,
Get
I
your
guess
robo legs now.
you could get them in your feet, like boosters in your feet.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly like
I heard-
Iron Man.
I hear
Yeah.
they're powered by Q-Che bucks.
I get your robo
Q-Che
legs
coin.
now.
QChacoin.com. Check it out.
Yeah, robo legs for me, boys.
Yeah, call in about weird robo body parts and
Tell us about your robococks and shit.
which yeah,
I'm
that,
ready.
inevitably that
That is where this will go.
your bun's made of steel and whatnot. Call in 904-638-3231 or tell us about blowing off your dick on the 4th of July, That's and then you got to get a robo.
Nobody's
Tell
gonna
us
tell
something about your dick. Anything. We're
Dude,
dying to know.
Every
That's
year,
the-
I'm always just thinking, is anybody I know gonna blow something off this year? I hope not.
Yeah, me too. Call in 904-638-3231. Check out RoboCop. Get ready for next week's show. Until then, we're on all the social medias. You can search us. Just type in Straight Chilling Podcast. We'll pop right up. If you want to join in the daily Slack channel conversations, let us know on one of those social media outlets, and I'll send you a link so you can do so. And until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
It's a twister! It's a twister!